Have you noticed that sack personages, as they gad about the Imagisphere, all wear a poker face because they're concentrating on the task in hand? Well, it doesn't have to be like that all the time, you know. You can change your expressions using the directional buttons. It's easy. Press up to show us your winning smile. Down brings out a frown. Right brings out your cross face, whilst left makes you look scared. You can nod and shake your head by waving your controller around, and even switch to control of your hips by clicking the left stick. Get a wiggle on, why don't you? As if that wasn't enough, try pressing the limb buttons and using the left stick and right stick. Look, you're waving. Yes, very good. I'm waving back. Really, I am. Honest. It's embarrassing now. Stop it. Transporting oneself from the earthly plateau to the realm of Little Big Planet is akin to being born again. You emerge here a bundle of naked, woolly innocence. The operative word being naked. Put some clothes on that say, "I mean business, Buster." Get some gadabout trousers or an adventurer's hat, for example. To do so, bring up your poppet with the menu button and select the Customize Character option. From there, you can peruse its contents with the left stick and don your chosen attire with the Action button. Once you are suitably suited and booted, having raided your boutique, a press of the back button shows off your new togs to your peers. If you live by the sea, that is. Did I ever tell you about the time I got stuck in a hat? I did? Well, it's a true story and still relevant today, as the danger of getting stuck in Little Big Planet is as real as it ever was. If you find yourself in an impassable crevice or an insurmountable rut, your poppet holds the key to your salvation. Open it with your menu button and highlight the Retry option using your left stick. Then simply hold the Action button until your little stitched chum pops himself senseless. Don't worry, he'll be back in a jiffy, spat out of that last checkpoint you ran past. Good as new. You can't have too many pockets. This is precisely why I want to introduce you to the all-new Sack Pocket. Press the back button to bring up the Sack Pocket. Use your left stick to highlight the particular thing you wish to pull out of the Sack Pocket, then press the Action button to select it. See how it's now in your hands? That's POC tech for you. How anyone got by before pockets is beyond me. When there's a laundry list of things to do as long as both your arms, it's time to call in some help. Whenever the guardians of the small, huge sphere have a task for you, the Organizatron kindly jots it down for you. Hold down the triangle button to open it up, and from there you can check on your have-dones and yet-to-dos using your left stick. A press of the Action button lets you examine the ins and outs of your chosen activity, and you can even get handy pointers on where you need to go by pressing the menu button. It's awfully useful like that. As always, a quick tap of the back button will close the Organizatron, letting you skip back off to do whatever it is you do when you think we're not looking. In the real world, slapping stickers on anything and everything is frowned upon. Rightly so. Have you ever tried peeling a sticker off a cat? Susan was not amused. However, in the world of Little Big Planet, we like to do things differently. Yes, that means you're free to sticker whatever you want, even your bestest of chums or most fearsome of foes. Simply bring up ye poppet with the menu button and select Stickers and Decorations using the left stick and the Action button. When you pick a sticker, you'll see it's now at the end of your poppet cursor. Move it around with the left stick. You can resize and even give it a bit of a spin using the right stick. Once you're happy, a quick press of the Action button stamps your sticker down. Or, if you're feeling adventurous, you can use the nifty touchpad feature to move your sticker, placing it with a quick click. Marvellous. As always, close the poppet with a press of the back button and away you go. Ten. Hop! It's time for your orientation, hardy Hessian-based adventurer. It's no good cavorting about the crafty sphere without the correct equipment. In your left hand, you'll need either a wireless controller or a navigation controller. All present and correct? Marvellous. Then you'll also need a motion controller in your right hand. Feels good? Feels good. Right, let's get on. Press down on the directional buttons and at the same time press the move button. On you go. By now, you'll be wanting to crack on into an exciting adventure. Dash into daring-do, be flung into fun. To navigate the menus in your pod or start menu, just hold the T button down and move the motion controller in the direction you want the highlight to go. Let the dashing and flinging commence. The scholars of the Omniverse have forever debated what the most satisfying feelings in existence are. They used to say batting a hot-boiled egg with a willow cricket bat was the nicest. Then Little Big Planet came along, and they said placing a sticker down was the best. Doubly so if it's a sticker you've made yourself. To begin, open your poppet with the menu button and highlight stickers and decorations with the left stick. Press the action button and find one of these lovely PlayStation camera stickers. Once you spot one you like, press the action button again. Now you can move it around with the left stick and spin it or make it bigger or smaller with the right stick. Place it down with a satisfying tap of the action button. Most gratifying.
The Poppet cursor is your key to create. Open the Poppet menu with the menu button, then select the Poppet cursor with the action button. There it is, the Poppet cursor. You can move it around with the left stick. Use it to point at things and interact with them. To select something, hover the cursor over it and press the action button. With an object selected, you can move it around, resize it, or delete it. To deselect it, just press the back button. The Poppet cursor is also what you use when you want to hook up outputs and inputs in Logic. Just hover the cursor over an output and press the action button to grab the wire. Then use the left stick to drag the wire into an input and press the action button again. Now the logic is linked and you're good to go. If you want to open an object's tweak menu, hover the cursor over it and press the menu button. Most things have at least a few tweak options to explore, so tweak everything. Finally, when you're done with the Poppet cursor, just press the back button to put it away. As part of your play, create, and share experience, sharing your newly created levels couldn't be simpler. First, go to your moon and highlight the level you wish to publish with the left stick. Then, press the menu button to bring up the level's More page. Once it's up, you can move the left stick to highlight the level name option. Press the action button to give your level a snazzy name, or something as plain as Jane. Just make sure you pick something nice. Next, use the left stick to select the level badge option and press the action button. You can choose any stickers you've collected or created to help visually represent your level to the rest of the Imagisphere. Once you're done with that, use the left stick to scroll down to the labels option. Once you've selected it with the Action button, choose from a multitude of labels that quickly describe what kind of level you've created. You can select up to 5 labels at a time using the Action button, so make sure you choose wisely. If you need to be a bit more descriptive, select the level description option with the Action button to let people know what it's about, how you got the idea, and then some. There are even more options you can add to your level as well. If you set it to be locked, only players who have its level key can play it. If you're feeling generous, you can let other SAC persons copy your masterpiece to their moons if you set it to be copyable. You can even make it a sub-level where your level is invisible to other players and can only be accessed by a level link. Once you're done, just select Publish with the Action button and you'll be sent to your Earth where you can use the left stick to position it anywhere you feel is perfect for your masterpiece. Slap it down with the Action button and your amazing new creation is now a part of Little Big Planet history. Playlists are a brand new way to group levels together. With a playlist, you'll always have quick access to your favorite levels, and you can browse everyone. To create a new playlist, go to the My Playlist screen from your profile screen. There, press the Create Playlist button. From here, you can search for the levels you want to add to your playlist. Once you've found one, just highlight it and add it to your playlist with the Menu button. Each playlist can hold up to 40 levels. If you change your mind about one of your choices, just select it and press the Delete button to get rid of it. If you want to reorder a level in your playlist, select the Move option and use the left stick to reposition the level, and then use the Action button to place it. To find new playlists to browse, you can use the Community Search function, view highly rated playlists, or view a user's playlist directly from their profile page. As you examine a playlist, you can queue all its levels so you can play them later, play an individual right away, access a level creator's planet, and heart the list itself. With playlists, you're able to easily explore quality levels with similar gameplay or themes. Have fun! Not found any footage for your trailers yet? Well, it's pretty easy to get some, you know. Move your thumb over to the share button and give it a quick double tap. Yep, just like that. Once you see that symbol pop up, your PlayStation 4 system will start recording your every action. When you're done, give another quick double tap of the share button and it'll stop recording. There is a time restriction to be aware of though. Clips can only be attached to your level if they are 30 seconds or less. If you need to edit your clips a bit more, go to your PlayStation 4 system's home screen and fire up the Share Factory, where all the tools you need to trim, slice, and splice your footage down to a manageable length are housed. Have you noticed something a little different on your level's More page? Well, this snazzy new feature is called Trailers, and it's completely exclusive to the PlayStation 4 system. So lucky you, eh? To begin, go to your level's More page on your moon by selecting your level with the left stick and the Menu button. When you see the Attach a Trailer button on screen, simply highlight it with the left stick and press the Action button. Simply choose the footage of your creation by using the left stick and pressing the Action button to select it. There's a time restriction though, so you can only select footage that is 30 seconds or less. Once done, you'll see your footage attached to the Attach a Trailer button, confirming you've properly set it up. Publish your level as usual, and SAC persons all over the globe can now preview your level in motion. We did it! The goodies bag is where all of your things live. Any stuff you can place in the world is stored there. Let's access the poppet and take a look. Press the menu button. Use the left stick to navigate to the goodies bag and open it up with the action button. The first page is the materials page, which contains the basic building blocks of Little Big Planet. Use the page buttons to turn to the collected objects page, where you'll find all the fancy bits and pieces you discovered during the adventure. Another page over, and you'll find the My Objects page, which is where your own personal creations wind up. And finally, the last page is Community Objects, where you can find anything given to you by other players. To take something out of your goodies bag, scroll to it with the directional buttons or the left stick and press the action button. Press the action button again to place it in the world, then back out of your poppet with the back button. There it is. Amazing. To create something wonderful, you'll need to know how to place objects in the world and what to do with them once they're there. Let's have a go at it, shall we? Objects are kept in your goodies bag on the Collected Objects page. Objects are separated into categories, so you'll always be able to find what you're looking for. For now, anything will do, so just pick something enticing with the action button. Using the left stick, you can position your object before you place it, while the right stick is used to spin and resize it. The shuffle buttons move the object back and forth in the layers. You can put it anywhere. Once you've got it how you want it, place it into the world with the action button. Congratulations, you've made something! If you want to fiddle with it again, you can pick it up with the poppet cursor and the action button. To make a copy of the object, push in the left stick. To flip the object around, push in the right stick. Which brings us to the tweak menu. Everything has its own tweak menu, and you can open them up by pressing the menu button. Basic objects like this one only have a couple tweak options, but some allow you to choose colors and brightness. These are indicated by the color wheels on their poppet icons. The position and layer tweak changes an object's position in its current layer. You can move it back and forth. Note that this is a purely visual distinction intended mostly for art purposes. The physics properties tweak determines whether an object is dynamic or static. A static object won't move anywhere, no matter what. Now you can fill your levels with all manner of wild and wacky stuff. Materials are the foundation of any level, so you'll need to know how to place them in the world. Materials are kept in your goodies bag. Open it up. There are various kinds of materials to choose from, separated into categories such as cardboard, sponge, and glass. Each type of material has different properties, but for now, just choose one that looks nice. Now pick the shape you'll use to stamp the material into the world. Before you place the material, you can adjust its position with the left stick, change its orientation with the right stick, move it in and out of the layers using the shuffle button, and make them thicker and thinner with the thickness buttons. Once it looks right, place it into the world with the action button. And there it is. If you want to change it, simply point at it with the poppet cursor and pick it up again with the action button. To make a copy of your material, push in the left stick. To flip it around, push in the right stick. To delete it, just press the delete button. But that's not all. With a shape selected, you can also smear the material by holding down the action button and moving the left stick. Or you can cut a swath through the old stuff by holding down the delete button instead. Finally, every material has a tweak menu, which you can access by pressing the menu button. The position and layer tweak changes a material's position in its current layer. You can move it back and forth. Note that this is a purely visual distinction, intended mostly for art purposes. You can also change a material's physics properties from dynamic to static, which means they won't move no matter what. Some materials also allow you to change their colors. This is indicated by the color wheel on their icon in the poppet. Finally, if you have the perfect shape made out of the wrong stuff, you can easily change materials. Just find the material you want and select the Material Changer tool. Then just use the poppet cursor and the action button. Now you're ready to build levels like a pro. It's time to learn about some shortcuts that will improve any level building experience. First, let's try hiding. When something is in your way, but you don't want to go to the trouble of moving it, you can make it invisible instead. Just point at the offending object with the poppet cursor and press the L2 button. Now you can edit behind it as you please. You can even hide multiple objects at once for the really crowded bits. Once you're done, be sure to unhide everything with the L1 button. Next, let's learn some ways to handle multiple objects simultaneously. First, we have drag selecting, which allows you to pick up a big pile of stuff all at once. With your poppet cursor out, hold down the action button and use the left stick to draw a box around the stuff you want to snag. When you're done, just let go of the action button. Everything that was in the box will now be selected for you to move around, copy, flip, or anything else. Once you're done, just press the back button. Finally, there's multiple selecting. Like drag selecting, multiple select allows you to pick up multiple things at once. However, it's a little more precise than drag selecting, so you should use this when you want to pick a few things out of a jumble. Just press and hold down the R2 button, then pick out whatever you like with the poppet cursor and the action button. If you select something by mistake, just press the action button again. When you've selected everything you need, just let go of the R2 button to snatch everything up. The Characters page is where all the characters available to your adventure live. You can find it in your global stuff. Right out of the box, you'll notice the usual suspects: Sackboy, Toggle, Oddsock, and Swoop. But you can add custom characters as well. Once you've set up a customized playable character, it needs to be captured. Find the Capture Character option in the Functions tab. Now use the left and right sticks to shape a box around your character and press the action button. And there you have it. Your character is captured and ready to go. Look, there it is on your Characters page. We should probably give it a name, so highlight it and press the menu button and change it from the generic name to something a little fancier. If you want to make a change to your character, you can bring out a fresh copy with the Edit button. Once you've made it even better, you'll need to recapture it from its character menu. This will refresh every reference to your character throughout your adventure automatically. You don't need to redo it at all. To try your character out, select Transform and have a go. To change back to normal, just select Sackboy on the Characters page and hit the Action button. Finally, if you decide you don't need your character anymore, you can delete it. Now you're ready to fill your adventures with loads of fun characters, new and old. The Sack Pocket Items page is where you can find all the power-ups available to your adventure's Sack Pocket. You can find the page in your global stuff. Notice that all the official power-ups are already there for easy access. When you've created your own power-up for an adventure, you need to add it to your Sack Pocket Items page. Let's take a look in your global stuff. First things first. You need to capture your power-up using the Capture Sack Pocket Item option in the Functions category. Now use the left and right sticks to shape a box around your power-up and press the Action button to capture it. Congratulations! You've added a power-up to your adventure. It will appear automatically in the Sack Pocket Items tab. Any good power-up deserves a catchy name, so press the menu button to bring up your power-ups menu and change the generic name into something with a little more pizzazz. You should also consider changing the power-up's description to let your players know what it does. If you want to make a change to your power-up, hit the Edit option to get a fresh copy. Once you've worked your magic, you'll need to recapture it from its menu. This will refresh every reference to your item throughout your adventure automatically. You don't need to redo it at all. To test out your power-up, just hit the Equip option and play around with it. And finally, if you decide it needs to go for good, you can delete the power-up too. The Material Changer is a simple way of changing one material into another. Find it on the Tools page of your Tools bag and select it with the Action button. From here, choose the material you want to turn things into. Just scroll to your choice and press the Action button. Then use the left stick to move the cursor over the material you want to change. After that, simply press the Action button and admire your handiwork. The old material becomes the new. The UV tool is a great way of customizing your level's appearance. With it, you can alter the positioning and zoom levels of the textures on materials. It sounds more complicated than it actually is, so why not grab it from the Tools page of your Tools bag and just have a try? With the UV tool selected, move the cursor to any material in your level and press the Action button. With that material now selected, you can scroll its texture in any direction using the left stick. Look at it go! Using the right stick, you can spin the texture left to right, or zoom it in and out by pressing up or down. When you've sorted out the texture just how you want it, just back out using the back button. If you change your mind or make a mistake, just press the delete button instead, and the texture will go back to its default state. When you're all finished, just return to the menu using the back button. When you need two things to stick together, the simplest answer is gluing. Gluing is so simple that you can do it using only the Poppet cursor. When you want to glue two things together, select one of them with the Poppet cursor using the left stick and the Action button. Position the first object so that it's touching the second one. Be sure they're touching. Then just hold down the Action button, and boom! After a moment, the two objects become one. If you want to separate them again, just select one of them and press the delete button. Don't worry, if you only press it once, you won't actually delete anything. Gluing objects across layers is slightly trickier, but still pretty simple. Select one thing like before, and position it so that both objects are touching across layers. Next, hold down the relevant shuffle button to nudge your selected object into the other. If you're doing it correctly, you will see the object you're nudging against change color. Now just hold down the action button as well, and boom again! They're together at last. Finally, for a more precise method of gluing, you can use the advanced glue tool instead. It's on the tools page of your tools bag. With the advanced glue tool selected, you can glue two touching objects together simply by hovering your cursor over one of them, pressing the action button, and repeating the process with the second one. Glue one, glue the other, and you're done. They're glued together. The method you use is most up to you. Either way, you're ready to glue like a pro. The Slice and Dice tool allows you to carve up your materials into separate shapes. You can find it on the tools page of your tools bag, so take it out and let's carve some stuff. With the Slice and Dice tool selected, use the left stick to navigate the cursor to the material you want to affect. Highlight it by hovering over it and press the action button to select it. If you change your mind, you can deselect the material with the back button. Move your cursor to one of the selected material's edges and press the action button. Move the left stick again and you'll see a line stretching from the edge to your cursor. This is the line the Slice and Dice tool will carve. Just stretch the line from one edge to another and press the action button to make your cut. If you want a more complicated cut, you can press the action button mid-shape to make a corner and start a new line. Just be sure to finish by pressing the action button on an edge. You can even end on the same edge you started on if you want. When you're done carving, deselect the shape with the back button. Now the material is split in two pieces that are glued together. Amazing! The Dephysicalize tool is a quick and clean way of removing an object's physical properties. An object affected by the Dephysicalize tool cannot be pushed, pulled, or bumped into by anything in the world. This is handy for things like secret walls to walk through. But it's also worth noting that an object with no physics is cheaper for the game to render, which means that dephysicalizing things that don't need physics will make your level run better. The tool itself is on the tools page of the tools bag. Select it now and have a look. To dephysicalize something, just point at it with a cursor and press the action button. See how it fades out? That signifies that it has been dephysicalized. But don't worry, it will only appear this way if you have the Dephysicalize tool selected. If you change your mind, or select the wrong thing, just press the action button again to give its physics back. When you're done, just head back to the menu with the back button. The corner editor is used to reshape the corners of your materials. You can find it on the tools page of your tools bag, so select it now. With the corner editor selected, move the cursor over a material using the left stick, then select it with the action button. Notice that the selected material's corners are highlighted as you move the cursor near them. You can select them with the action button and drag them around with the left stick. Once you've moved the corner where you want it, just press the action button to set it, then press the back button to back out of corner editing altogether. You can add a new corner to a selected material by simply moving the cursor between two existing corners and pressing the action button. You can delete any corner by selecting it and pressing the delete button. Finally, if you want to select multiple corners at once, select the material, then press and hold the action button and use the left stick to drag a box around each corner you want to select. Let go of the action button and you'll have all of them selected at once, to move around or delete as you please.